Australian Embassy in Ethiopia has hosted an event organised to create awareness and support for the conservation efforts of Chingata. Australia's ambassador to Ethiopia, Peter Hunter.
My contention is that for those of us in this space, in the space that connects up a range of international themes, please let's work together. And I go back to my opening comments. Australia's place here is to help out, is to be a partner of choice, to join friends together, to look for ways we can look for solutions in that space. That's why we're convening this evening, is to bring friends together and to start that dialogue, to be asking ourselves questions in this space.
These risks by destabilizing economies and ecosystems. Ethiopian Wildlife Conservation Authority Director General Kumra Wakajira said the event is pivotal in raising awareness among the diplomatic community about the country's efforts in wildlife conservation. While Ethiopia is endowed with abundant natural resources, their protection requires collaborative efforts with partners, he added. Chingata Wildlife CEO Greg Murphy.
We are in a collaboration with the Ethiopian Wildlife Conservation Authority, which is trying to strengthen national capacity to look after incredible landscapes across Ethiopia, like the Simien Mountains National Park, specifically right now, Bali Mountains National Park, which is where we're doing our first training. But I've got to say very clearly that this is only in collaboration with a lot of the other hard workers that are out there, specifically the Ethiopian Rangers. We've also got some of the NGOs like Frankfurt Zoological Society, African Wildlife Foundation, and it's that collaborative teamwork that makes some of these goals
International
achievable.
Partnerships and securing continued support, the CEO noted. Mexican impressed by warmth of Ethiopian people and unique history. A Mexican citizen who was in Addis Ababa with UK Med and the UK Emergency Medical Team (EMT) to provide training for the Ethiopian Emergency Medical Team has shared positive first impressions of Ethiopia. Despite being in the country for only few days, the Mexican Mauricio Esponda had the opportunity to sample Ethiopia's food and enjoy leisurely strolls around the city. A key aspect that resonated deeply with Esponda is the warmth of the Ethiopian people.
We were able to go to Entoto Park. We were able to visit as well Unity Park. We were able to try some of the fabulous food that you have around here. And we were able to walk around the city for a little bit. So I can't say I know Ethiopia or Addis Ababa myself, but I'm starting to like it.
Has never been conquered, highlighting its origins that span over 3,000 years.
I do like the hospitality from the Ethiopian people. They are very familiar, they are very friendly people. And like I said, as a Latin American, I can empathize very much into that. The city, it's a very big city. I think it's a city that is in a very rapid development. It's a city that wants to grow, that wishes to grow, and the people themselves wish to grow. That is my first impression from Addis Ababa and Ethiopia. The history of the Ethiopian country is what makes me more impressed. One of the only country to not have been conquered, a country that is originally almost 3,000 years old, a country that has kept its roots, that is a country that has been able to surpass the conquering or dominance from other countries. It was able to establish itself and its position as an independent country in Africa, the only independent country in Africa, in spite of all of the territories around it being conquered or being influenced by others. I believe Ethiopia is an influential country, not an influenced country. And that is what I find most interesting about Ethiopia. American journalist praises Ethiopia's rich culture,
diversity. Michael Sargent, a journalist and multimedia manager at American-based emergency response products company, Deployed Logics, has praised the Ethiopia's rich culture and diversity.
We went on a tour of a lot of different places, including the Unity Zoo, I believe it's called, and a bunch of others. I think that this country is beautiful and everyone has been incredibly kind to us. The traditions that we've been able to see and experience and the food that we've had has been phenomenal. So really enjoying ourselves.
He urged more people to visit Ethiopia and experience it for themselves, insisting that the global image of the country fails to reflect its true spirit.
It's unfair. It's been given in unfair. The Western media shows it in an unfavorable light, unfairly, because I mean this place is beautiful, and I mean you guys live really beautiful lives and have a lot of deep traditions, and I mean nothing here has been negative at all. It's all been incredibly positive and beautiful. So I think that the light that you're put in on a world stage, it doesn't really show who you are. I think that's unfair.
Sargent called for a significant expansion of the country's tourism sector, arguing that increased.
I think that more people need to visit. I think that if your tourist industry grew by a lot and more people were able to come and experience Ethiopia, I think that your image worldwide would change drastically. Because I think that nobody knows what's here. People don't understand the culture, they don't understand Ethiopia, they really know nothing about it except for the little bits that get fed to them by Western media. So I think that the more people can come and experience it for themselves, the better it's going to be. Addis Ababa is, I think, is a really great city with a lot of things to do, and I think that if you show more of that, if you show kind of the nightlife and all of the great things that Ethiopia has to offer, especially within the city and the downtown area, I think that that would help a little bit. I think that it would help show people that there's a lot of beauty and fun to be had in Ethiopia, and that the way that you're portrayed does not represent who you are. The hospitality has been fantastic. We've been received really well with open arms and kindness. Everyone has been, we've had no negative experiences so far. I mean, the only thing I could say is that, you know, there is a bit of an issue, like when you travel anywhere with communication, but that's to be expected. And I don't think that has anything to do with, you know, our experience. My first impression is that it's not as hot as I thought it was going to be. It's actually really beautiful weather, and I expected, because we were so close to the equator, that it was going to be a lot warmer than it is. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the weather. I would come again. I would visit Ethiopia again in a heartbeat. I would love to bring my wife back and visit Ethiopia. So whatever you guys are doing, you're doing it well, and I'd say keep moving forward, because this is a beautiful country and more people should come and experience it.
Armenia's Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Vahan Kostanyan, lauded Addis Ababa's massive infrastructure development to transform the city, stressing the need for deepening cooperation with Ethiopia across multiple sectors. Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, who is in Ethiopia for an official working visit, expressed his deep impression over the remarkable progress of the Ethiopian capital under Corridor Development Initiative. The Deputy Foreign Minister also indicated that
It is my first trip. It's already the third day that I'm spending in the lovely city of Addis Ababa, and I am very happy and amazed to see the developments and the big construction which is happening in the city. And besides the constructions, first of all, I guess the people, the lovely people of Ethiopia, which are very hospitable, creating the atmosphere to feel home.
the two countries have a very good potential to cooperate, citing the existing quite a good collaboration when it comes to
Nowadays,
multilateral
when
fora.
we already have the independent state of Armenia, and we already have 32 years of diplomatic relations between Armenia and Ethiopia, I do believe that there is a unique chance to build on the historical friendship of our two nations and of our two peoples, and to strengthen bilateral interstate ties.
High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, and President Tay Atske Selassie discussed about refugees in Ethiopia today, expressing gratitude for the warm reception by the President. High Commissioner Grandi praised Ethiopia's inclusive approach toward refugees.
We will continue to support. Of course, it's a difficult time with all the budgetary reductions that we have to face because of the United States and other donors reducing their assistance, but I assured Mr. President that we are completely engaged to continue to support the government of Ethiopia.
Underlining that Ethiopia's efforts, he emphasized the need for ongoing international assistance. To include refugees necessitates a robust support system which improves the lives of refugees.
Ethiopia is receiving and including foreign citizens, so it requires international assistance. We've mobilized a lot through the World Bank and others, but we will continue to do that. I am very pleased about the cooperation that we're having with the government of Ethiopia in dealing with refugees and also with the internally displaced people here in the country.
The High Commissioner mentioned UNHCR's collaboration with the World Bank and other organizations to mobilize resources effectively and ensure continued aid for both refugees and internally displaced people in the country.